Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are making the highly requested Amanda's Crochet Scarf with Fringe. If you'd like the written pattern, click the link above to get it and come back and we'll get started. I'm really excited today to bring you the Amanda's Crochet Cable Scarf with Fringe. This thing is so cute and it's nice and long and it can go around the neck a few times, makes a great gift. And once again, we're going to go ahead and tackle cables. So let's go ahead and grab our materials. Today I'm using a size I crochet hook. It's a 5.5 millimeter. This is my clover hook, one of my favorites. And the mandala yarn by Lion Brand. Today I am using the color Unicorn. And I really love this yarn. I think it's really, really pretty. Also, it's a size 3 weight, and using a size 3 weight with a little bit larger hook means that we're going to have a nice chunky scarf at the end. So let's go ahead and get our stuff and get started. Okay, so go ahead and get out your yarn and your hook, and let's go ahead and make our first slip knot. And then for the pattern, we're going to go ahead and chain 36. Now, if you don't want to use the chain method, you can also use the chainless foundation method, which allows you to just to make the double crochets. And if you do that, go ahead and make 34 double crochets. Those of us that are chaining, let's chain 36. Alright, so here we are at our 36th chain, and we are going to yarn over and then make our first double crochet in the third chain from the hook. Do not count the space where the yarn is coming out of, that working yarn. That's not considered a space for this pattern. Yarn over and count 1, 2, and then 3. You'll make your double crochet here, and then make 1 double crochet in each space all the way down the chain. Alright, let's go ahead and make the last few stitches together at the end. And then when you get to the very last spot, make your last double crochet and then chain 2. And now we're going to turn our work. Alright, now what we're going to do is work 1 double crochet in the top of every single double crochet space all the way down to the end for another 34 posts. Alright, now we're at the very end of this row, and we're going to go ahead and put our very last double crochet in the top of this very last post here, because this keeps the edge straight. And go ahead and chain 2 and turn your work. Now in this row, this is our cable row, and this is where it gets fun. So in this next post right here, we're going to go ahead and make a double crochet. And then we're going to make a cable. Now, if you guys have seen my other videos where I've made cables, you'll know exactly what I'm doing. When we make cables, we always use triple crochet stitches. The reason we use triple crochet is because we want to stretch the stitch as far as we can so that the stitch is nice and long and it's floppy, so we can use it as we make it grow upward. It starts to tighten up and it makes beautiful cables that way. Let's go ahead and start. Yarn over twice, skip the first 3 posts. 1, 2, 3, triple crochet around the 4th post, again around the 5th post, and again around the 6th post. Yarn over twice. We're going to go back to the 3 that we skipped around that 1st post. Make your first triple crochet. Yarn over twice, make another triple crochet around the next post, and then when we finish this one, we'll do it again around that last post. Now that we finished the cable, we're going to go to the next 2 posts, and these will both get double crochets. Okay, now we make another cable, just like we did the last one. Skip over the first 3 posts, Make sure you've yarned over twice, and then around that 4th post, make your first triple crochet. Around the 5th post, and again around the 6th post. Yarn over twice, go back to the first post that we skipped, make a triple crochet, and then a triple crochet around this one and this one as well. And don't forget about that 3rd one, because if you don't get it, it just makes the pattern look funny. Okay, now we want to make 2 double crochets. And another cable. And then go back to the first 3 that you skipped, starting with the first, and triple crochet, and the second one, and again around the 3rd, and then 2 double crochets here. And then the last cable. And then back to the 3 we skipped. And then we're going to make our 2 final double crochets. Chain 2 and turn your work. Alright, so in this row we are going to use back post double crochets. First we're going to make 1 double crochet right here, and then what we're going to do is work these 3 back posts right here with back post double crochets. This is going to be the wrong side of your work, whereas this is the right side of your work. So go ahead and work a back post double crochet around that first post. Make a back post double crochet around the second post here. Make sure you're doing them straight in a line so you don't get them mixed up. And then we want to make sure we get that 3rd and final post in the back. Make sure these 3 are still in front. There's 1 more back here. Go ahead and work that one with a back post double crochet. And then we're going to work 3 back post double crochets here as well. And by doing that, we pull those 3 posts up front. So when we turn the work around, the cables are going to be exactly where they need to be. Now we're going to go ahead and work 2 double crochets. And then work that next cable. Same way we did the first. Make 3 back post double crochets. And then 3 more back post double crochets right here as well. I'm bringing those posts to the front on the right side. All right, and then 2 double crochets. And then we're going to work that cable again, starting with the back 3, the first one. I'm going to work these here in the front, making sure to do back post double crochets around these. Okay, and then we're going to work 2 double crochets. And then we're going to work back post double crochets around the next cable. Make sure you can see your posts in the back. The ones at the end seem to be a little more stubborn, so take your time with it. There's no hurry. And then get that last one in the back, that third one. And then we're going to work the front 3 with back post double crochets. And then we're going to make 2 final double crochets right here. Just like so. And then you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. Now this row is super easy, and we're going to go ahead and make a double crochet right here, and then we're going to work the cables using front post double crochets along each post, starting with this side and working this way. Now that third one right there, again, it's a little bit back there, so pull it forward and work around it. And then we have these 3. And I know that it's probably a little bit difficult with this variegated style yarn, but at the same time I want to teach you guys and train your eyes to be looking at this kind of yarn. When you want to make these types of projects, it's not going to be as difficult. I do want to start doing projects with something more than just solid color. All right, let's go ahead and make 2 double crochets right here. And then we're going to work across the cable. Front post double crochets around each one of the posts of the cable. All right, and then 2 double crochets. Another cable. And then 2 double crochets. And then work your cable. And then 2 double crochets at the end. And then this is what it looks like right now. And then we're going to go ahead and chain 2 and turn our work. And And we're going to repeat the row where we do the back post double crochets. And of course this is going to be much easier now because you can see all of your posts sticking up over there. So it's going to be a whole lot easier to work around them. Go ahead and make the first double crochet here. And then we're going to do back post double crochets. Make sure you have all 6. 1, 2, 2 double crochets, with 6 back post double crochets, and then 2 double crochets, and then work your back post double crochets around the cable. And then 2 double crochets. And then the final cable. Work every post with a back post double crochet. If at any time you guys get lost and you need to go back and relearn something that I've done, go ahead and just stop the video and go back to that point, and we can always continue. And then the last 2 double crochets here. Sometimes that last spot is hard to find. If it's difficult for you, you can use the tip of your hook to go right up inside that little space and kind of pull it open, or you can use a yarning needle. So open that space a little bit and then insert the hook and you're good to go. Let's go ahead and chain 2 and turn our work. Alright, so here we are making another double crochet, and then this row is going to be a repeat of our cables. So what you're going to do is make your cables again with the triple crochets with the 2 double crochets between. Okay, make your cable, 2 double crochets, cable, 2 double crochets, cable, 2 double crochets. I'll work the very first cable with you, and then I'm going to have you finish this row on your own. Yarn over twice, skip the first 3 posts, around the 4th post make your first triple crochet, around the 2nd, and around the 3rd. Let's redefine these posts. This is post 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, okay? So the ones that we just worked were 4, 5, and 6. And then we're going to go back to 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so if I refer to 1, 2, 3, 5, whatever, you'll know exactly what post I'm talking about. Alright, let's go ahead and go around post number 1. Triple crochet around that one. And then triple crochet around post number 2. And then again around post number 3, and that finishes off the cable. And then 2 double crochets, and then work your cables again, and I will meet you at the end of the row. Alright, so here we are at the end. We're going to make the last 2 double crochets. You may have already done yours, that's fine. Finish off the double crochets. and then we're going to chain 2. And then you're going to turn your work, and then remember when the last time we had it look like this, we had to work those back posts first. Make sure I have, see, okay, here's a good example of when I say make sure that you're paying attention to what you're doing and getting all the posts. This is actually, I'm glad I made the mistake because now I can show you what I'm talking about. So right here, I missed this one. And when I went over here to find those 3 in the back, I was missing one. So for those of you that are beginners, I mean, even those of us that aren't, you know, everybody can make mistakes. So just always double check your work and make sure that you have what you need. Okay, I'm going to remake my double crochets here, and then we will get busy with the other side. Chaining 2, and then we're going to make a double crochet here, and then you guys are going to go ahead and work around those 3 posts in the back, the 3 in the front. Do your double crochets, make sure you're doing back post double crochets here around the cables. I'll do the first one with you. Find that first one. If you turn it over, you can see the 3. 1, 2, 3. My fingers are in the way. So anyway, go ahead and start with that very first post. If you have to turn it around to see it, that's fine. 1, 2, and there's that 3rd one back here too. You don't want to miss that one. And 3. And then do the front 3 here, the back post double crochets. And now you guys know what to do. After this, make your 2 double crochets and then just work your cables to the end of the row, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so here we are at the end. We're going to go ahead and make this very last stitch together. And then we're going to go ahead and chain 2 and turn our work. Okay guys, so this pattern is just simply a repeat of rows. All you're going to do is do the exact same thing that you've been doing the entire time we've been working on this. You're going to make your double crochets. You're going to work across your cables with the double crochets, the front post double crochets. Then you're going to make 2 regular double crochets, front post double crochets, and so on. And when you get to the end, you're always going to chain 2, then you're going to turn your work, and then you'll work on the wrong side. You'll work the back post double crochets along the cables and then your double crochets between. And that's all you have to do. So what I'm going to do is leave you here, because if I continue going, this video is going to be way too long. So I'll have you work on this by yourself until your scarf is as long as you want it. And I have finished my cable scarf to the point where I want it to be. I don't know the length of it, I just know that I tried it on and it fits the way I want it to, and that's what I suggest for you guys as well. Or if you don't even know what size you're looking for, if you have another scarf, you can kind of like put them side by side and see if they're the same length, and that should be good. And then what you're going to do is end on a cable row. So if you haven't made cables, or let's say that you're like maybe here and you're like, oh, it's long enough, I want you to go all the way up until you get to the cable row, make your cables, and then do your last 2 double crochets here, and then come back and then start up right here where I'm at. So whatever the time stamp is, go ahead and make a note of that and come back. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and chain 2. And in this part of the video, we want to mirror the other side of the scarf. So remember at the very beginning when we made nothing but an entire row of double crochets, and then we made the cable row? Well, we're going to do this but opposite on this side. So this row is going to be a row of nothing but double crochets. So go ahead and make your chain of 2, and then you're going to turn your work, and we're going to work double crochets across. We are not doing front post double crochets this time. We're just going to do regular double crochets. So in every space in the top of the posts, that's where we're working. So here, here, here. All right, so go ahead and just go across, working in the same post that you would. Remember to do the ones in the back first. so that we keep our posts nice and straight. And I'm going to have you guys go ahead and do this on your own, because there's nothing that you need to be shown how to do. At this point, you know how to make double crochets. Just make double crochets in every single space, all the tops of all the posts, and then in the tops of each one of the double crochets. And when we get to the end, I will meet you back here, and then I'll show you what to do. Alright, so here we are at the end of the row. We've already got all of our double crochets made. You should have 34 exactly. And now we're going to go ahead and cut the yarn. And do that. And just pull that through. Okay, now we're going to start with tassels. So the first thing that you're going to do is get your yarn. Now let me tell you, I bought 3 skeins of this yarn, or 3 cakes of this yarn, and it took me 1 full one and then not even half of this one to finish the scarf. So if you bought 3, you know what, you can make maybe a hat to match it, and maybe you can make another scarf to have 2 of them, maybe give one away to somebody. But anyway, that's how much it took me. So it took probably about the 150 grams or the 590 yards of the other skein or the other cake, and then like half, so like 75 grams. Not even 75 grams, I don't think. Anyway, you guys will have, if you bought 3 cakes, you're going to have more left over, I guarantee you. Okay, so we're going to make our strands of yarn here for tassels. Now the way that I want to do mine, I want them to be really thick. I like really thick, long tassels on scarves. I don't know why, I just do. What I want to do is take the yarn like this and kind of put it in half, because what I'm going to do is cut it based on the length I want the actual tassel to be. So I think I want the tassels probably about right, maybe there. So from the scarf itself, where it's going to be attached, to the end is how long I want it right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. You make yours the size you want. I'm going to cut mine here, and now I know the exact length of yarn to make for each one. So go ahead and take the yarn that you just cut and the working yarn and put them side by side. Go all the way down and cut it to match. And that's all you're going to do. Now I'm going to put 3 strands into 1 tassel. And I have 34 double crochets to work into. So I'm going to need 3 times 34. You put the tassels where you want. If you don't want tassels in every single double crochet, that's perfectly fine. I want mine really thick, and I want it to look really, I don't know, I think it's going to look really pretty. So we're just going to keep doing this way until I have enough, and then I will see you here again with all of my strands of yarn. Okay, so let's go ahead and start adding tassels. I'm going to use 3 per tassel, and you guys can use more if you want, or you can use less. It's up to you, or you don't even have to add fringe if you don't want to. But this is how we're going to go ahead and do this. Alright, so every single one of these spaces, okay, is a place that we're going to put a tassel. Not into the very top of the space, but we're going to go between the posts. Okay, so go ahead and get your strand of yarn until both ends meet, like pretty close. Okay, now the part up here that's rounded, you're going to go ahead and put into the center area between the 2 posts. Bring that from the back and through that spot and pull it through. And now you're going to take this end, grab it with your fingers here through that loop, pull it through, and then we're going to tighten it down. Okay? And that's all we're going to do in every single space across. Every single one. We're going to go ahead and get 3 more. And do the same thing. Make sure the ends come together really well. Let's get them if they're not shaping up at the ends, you can adjust them a little bit. Okay, so bring them together at the end. This end here is going to go inside that next spot. You can also use your crochet hook if you want to. You can grab a crochet hook and just put the crochet hook through the space that you're going to be working in. Grab the yarn and pull it through. Now I'm trying to do this with the left hand and show you this on camera, so it's going to be a little more tough. But go ahead and make your tassels all the way down. Make sure to go through the same spot. So like when I'm saying that, I mean to go from underneath. Don't go through this way, go underneath this way. Or whichever way you decide to go with it, make sure that you continue the same way so it looks even. Alright, so one tassel or one group of tassels in every single space between the posts, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so far I have all of this fringe here, and I'm going to continue down here and fill this in. I need to cut more pieces, and then I'm going to go ahead and do this side as well, the other end, the same exact way. Make sure to put one group of fringe into each space across, just like we're doing with these here. And when we get done on both sides, I will meet you back here and I will show you what to do next. So here we are. I have completed all of my tassels. There's this side and this side here. It's kind of hard to get it all into the screen where my camera is sitting. So anyway, you get the idea. So now the best thing to do after you're done is to come down here to the edges and just take your scissors and snip off the edges that are kind of, you know, shaggy and a little too long, just to kind of trim them up and make them look nice. And then what you need to do is come down here and get your yarn needle. If you are like me and had to add a skein of yarn or a cake of yarn or whichever you used to your work, you're going to have a spot where you're going to have to sew in. So here we are with this area that needs to be sewn in, and I'm going to go ahead and do that here now, and you guys can watch. So make sure that you're sewing into the same color of the yarn that you're using, about 3 or 4 times. And then you're going to get your scissors and snip off the yarn. And once you get this finished, sew in any other areas that you need to, and then you'll be completely finished. And that's it, and the scarf is completed. And now you'll get to see all of the colors. Let's start at the beginning here, so you can see all the colors that my skein or my cake went through. And there it is. It's pretty long. There's only one little bit of purple in it. The other skein didn't even reach purple. So, well guys, I hope you liked this tutorial. If you did, please give me a like, and if you have any questions about it, go ahead and leave a comment and question in the comment section, or you can reach me at fibertheory@yahoo.com. And don't forget guys, we have a 5,000 subscriber giveaway coming up on November 30th. You'll need to subscribe to the channel and follow me over at Fiber Theory on Instagram. I hope you guys make many of these scarves. I hope you give them away as gifts. I hope you donate them. I hope you make one for yourself. And I hope that you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Until then. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and for all the latest updates on future projects, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the handle @FiberTheory. Remember to subscribe and hit that bell icon for all future project notifications. Have a great day.